Dear Ukrainians, this has been a difficult day. Following another massive attack today, rescue and search operations have been ongoing in Kyiv since the night. Emergency crews are working at the sites where residential buildings and civilian businesses were struck and damaged. Their main priority is searching for people trapped under the rubble and identifying everyone affected. As of this moment, one person has been confirmed dead. My deepest condolences go to the victims' family and loved ones. Nearly 200 people have sought medical assistance. I want to thank everyone who arrived at the strike sites and is helping people, especially the personnel of Ukraine's State Emergency Service, the National Police, and Emergency Medical Services. Thank you all. People must receive the assistance they need. It is also important that local authorities do not leave people to face these hardships alone. Some apartment buildings have been almost completely destroyed. There are families who have lost everything they had. In total, more than 100 residential buildings have been damaged. The strikes were not limited to the capital. Although Kyiv was Russia's primary target this time, the attacks also affected the Kyiv region, as well as the Kharkiv, Zaporizhia, Chernihiv, and Sumy regions, and communities in the Dnipro area. A significant number of Russian attack drones and cruise missiles were intercepted. Ballistic missiles remain a greater challenge. The attack was deliberately planned by Russia to inflict the greatest possible damage. Numerous ballistic missiles, waves of jet-powered and other attack drones, and dozens of cruise missiles. During the night, our defenders shot down 12 missiles and 120 drones of various types. Unfortunately, not all of them were intercepted. Unfortunately, there is a shortage of anti-ballistic defense systems. There is a shortage of Patriot systems. Our partners, above all the United States and our European partners, must be more active in providing them. Russia has no argument left to justify this war, except its ballistic missiles, except this terror. Putin intends to keep destroying residential buildings rather than ending the war. This can be countered with sufficient supplies of anti-ballistic systems and with much faster efforts to establish Europe's own anti-ballistic production capabilities. A NATO summit will take place in the coming days. Air defense must become one of its key outcomes, if, of course, NATO still stands for something meaningful to its allies. Europe must have sufficient capabilities of its own to defend against every type of threat, including Russian ballistic missiles. For a long time, we have been discussing with the U.S. administration the possibility of licensing Patriot production. I want to thank all the countries participating in the Plea program, which enables us to purchase missiles for Patriot air defense systems. But to truly and reliably protect lives, we need our own production, European production here in Ukraine, or jointly with our partners. Such production would also support the United States whenever needed. We very much hope for a positive response from President Trump to help protect lives. I also want to thank everyone who expressed condolences to our country today, everyone who did not remain silent, everyone who condemns Russian terror. When Ukraine carries out its long-range strikes in response to this war, everyone can see that they are directed at specific targets that support Russia's war effort, primarily oil facilities, military production sites, and other critical military objectives. Today, another Russian oil refinery was struck. Our goal is to make Russia understand that peace is necessary. Russia attacks in a completely different way. It acts consistently, systematically, and with madness. It wages war against people, against life itself, deliberately seeking to inflict as much suffering as possible. The world sees this. The world must not stand aside. The means exist. Our partners have Patriot systems. The capacity exists to produce the necessary defenses. What is needed now are the political decisions and the practical results that will save lives. Eternal memory to all the victims of Russian terror. Thank you to everyone who helps Ukraine, especially with air defense. Thank you to everyone who stands with us, who stands with Ukraine, and with our people.